Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Ethereal, for having us. Super excited to be hosting this panel with Vitalik Buterin, the creator and co-founder of Ethereum, and I am Iga Gucci, the executive director of the Ethereum Foundation, and I am Camila, the founder of The Defiant and author of The Infinite Machine. So welcome and thank you, wonderful panelists.
Thank you.
Thank you for organizing this.
Yeah, okay, so I wasn't planning on starting this conversation this way, but I feel like we just need to talk about what's going on with the ETH price. It is just absolutely blowing up. So, ETH is up 10 times in the past year, blowing through 3,000. Forbes is calling you, Vitalik, the youngest crypto billionaire.
I don't think that's true.
No?
I don't know, at least, I think Hayden got there before me. I'm sure other people as well. But
not that you're the youngest. I mean, not that you're a billionaire, but it's not true that you're the youngest.
Right.
Right. I mean, yeah, regardless. I mean, pretty kind of impressive metrics. So first off, how does it feel to just see this kind of rocket ship taking off?
I think both the price and just all of the other kinds of attention that Ethereum has been getting recently is just a good sign of confidence by the community and by just more and more people from outside of the Ethereum community. It's just, I think we've been seeing a lot of signs that people are kind of starting to realize that Ethereum is this very real and very interesting thing. That all of the work that we've been doing for the last 5 or 6 years around getting proof of stake out, getting sharding out, improving the Ethereum chain in all sorts of ways, fixing scaling and all of these issues, that stuff's actually happening, and parts of it are parts of it have already launched, right? The beacon chain is already running, but it's, the merge and kind of fully bringing Ethereum over to proof of stake is looking very close. And there's definitely a lot of people, I think, who just sort of wrote those things off as something that's just never going to happen. And well, now it is happening. And then at the same time, we're seeing the application space and people start taking things like NFTs more seriously, different kinds of DAOs more seriously, and DeFi more seriously. So there's just a lot of great progress that's been done quietly by the ecosystem over the last few years is finally being recognized.
Yeah, pretty momentous time for Ethereum. It seems like, it used to be a lot about kind of the potential and kind of big promise of this foundation layer, but now it's all becoming a reality with actual users. It seems so right now Ethereum has thousands of people building on it, millions of users, first signs of institutional adoption. What's kind of the big vision? Where does Ethereum go from here when people might feel okay, it already got to the moon, how much further can it go, for both of you? But maybe Aya, you can start, what's kind of the big vision?
Big vision. Well, I think from the beginning, also from the very beginning, that I got interested in this technology or blockchain itself is that I really want Ethereum Ethereum is really for anyone to participate to make their own solutions, right? You can create your own solutions, unlike other blockchains. And with that, I really want this to solve real problems in the world. And also with that, I really think, I keep saying to our team members and also community people that we need to look at really the next billion users of Ethereum now that this is really capable of doing a lot of things. So the real big vision is really for the next billion users to be able to create their own solution on their own, and then their people to use it. And with that, the EF actually just started the Ethereum Foundation Fellowship Program. That's to kind of work with change makers. This is the first year of piloting air, and it's, we just started it April, so meaning last month. And four cohort members in the first cohort are going to work with us or work with the community members. And they're the one that kind of like are creating solutions for really high impact projects. But then what's beyond that is really for them to inspire others, for other people to either copy or kind of be inspired and then create their own version of solutions. So all of these projects are really promising and exciting, and then I love for everyone to check that out, pick up the announcement that we are doing.
Interesting. Yeah. Sounds like a great initiative, and I love the idea of the next billion users. Really cool. Vitalik, how about for you?
No, for me, I think the next thing is definitely just getting Ethereum from where it is now to the point where it's actually doing and being used for interesting things and actually providing real value to people. And like, there's a lot of just really fascinating and interesting stuff that's been done on Ethereum. Like, people have talked about the DeFi space a lot, for example, and NFTs as just something that's like really managed to sort of like break out into the mainstream and get a lot of people interested. But then there's all of these experiments around decentralized organizations, decentralized governance, proof of humanity type things, proof of participation, and just all of these different gadgets and just different ideas for how like people can organize and work together over the internet that are being developed on Ethereum. And it would just be great to see more of those, like, actually break out and is like turn into something that's like just really helps people work together better on a large scale. And I think like just NFTs in particular, like they're an interesting case because they're like, there's a kind of speculative aspect to them, and like there is an aspect to them that's not too interesting, but then there's also this like big potential of an opportunity to allow groups of people who before just had no business model at all to kind of finally have a business model of some kind for the first time. Like, potentially this could be creators, it could be artists, it could be charities. So like, if that kind of vision can be made to work, and things like that actually can be used just as a way to just make positive sum interactions happen that just could not happen before because there were all these useful things that just had no business models attached, and like that's already a great outcome, right? And it doesn't have to be NFTs, right? Like, the beauty of Ethereum is that it's a general purpose and there's just so many experiments happening, and like any one of those experiments succeeding would be amazing.
Yeah, agree. And I'd love, Aya, to hear your thoughts on what are the main non-speculative use cases that are getting traction right now. So, I mean, obviously we've all heard about NFTs, but wondering if there's like maybe more under the radar projects that we should know about.
Yeah, so non-speculative, I can't even pronounce it, things that we always don't get paid attention enough. So that's another reason why we started this fellowship program too. It is kind of like happening now more, but some of the things that you can see it through our fellowship program. And I also mentioned EtherRisk before, and then their partner Acre Africa is and
Oh, Aya? I can't. Can you hear her, Vitalik? I can't hear.
I cannot hear either.
sorry about
Okay.
it. Okay. Hope
There we
can
go.
edit this later. So another project is the Giga project that is actually run by UNICEF, but now we're working with them. The project itself is to connect schools, meaning provide internet to all kids, meaning like there are still a lot of children who are not receiving proper connectivity through schools, and then you need to connect schools first, and then after connecting schools, they're like, or how you connect schools, like the Ethereum can help coordinating payments and giving transparency between internet providers and governments and also schools. And then behind, even beyond that, some governments in Africa are interested in participating in staking. And then that's like kind of another way to look at the staking as an opportunity to provide some financial independence to the places or people who are not able to do that before. So those kind of things are very exciting. And yeah, that is very, thanks for asking this question, because that's really something like I think we want to show more. So we always welcome examples for us to spread if everyone has more things to share, but we're planning to share more of this throughout this year.
Very cool. Vitalik, any kind of under the radar, non-speculative project that you'd want to highlight or drive attention to?
Again, just like listing off like things that I think are cool, but that don't get enough love. I mean, ENS, I think it's just been around so long, and we don't realize that it's already a blockchain project that's providing a huge amount of value to the Ethereum ecosystem, and can easily provide value to many other ecosystems as well. And it's just been working totally fine and well for a long time. Like Status is using it for usernames and messaging, and I'm sure we'll start. They've been doing a lot of integrations with the existing DNS system lately, so I'm sure that will work well. Also, let's see. Macy, I think, is interesting. This is this blockchain-based collusion-resistant voting system that could also be used to like improve security for quadratic funding and all sorts of other use cases. But right now, it's still kind of early stage and it's still being developed. But potentially, it's something that could be used to make like something like Gitcoin grants more efficient. It could even be used to hold secure votes at some point. So we'll see how that goes as well. I think like in the future, use cases that combine together blockchains and like cryptography, like zero knowledge proofs, are going to be really powerful as well. Another one, open certs, right? It's just various kinds of certifications just being put on the Ethereum blockchain, or at least the Ethereum blockchain is being used to like check that they're still valid and that they haven't been revoked. Like that's just one kind of simple and useful thing that's been running for a while.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking of like this recent bond registered by the EIB registered on Ethereum, it seems like that's kind of one very useful thing to have, like these certificates and just being able to register financial securities safely and transparently. Yeah, will be huge. Wanted to switch gears now to ETH2. And Vitalik, I wanted to learn more about this change of framing from ETH1 and ETH2 being separate chains into this merge of Ethereum proof of work with ETH proof of stake. And I don't think a lot of, or beyond kind of the like people who follow this every single day, I don't think they're aware of this kind of change in thinking of ETH2. So yeah, can you kind of explain how that shift happened?
Sure. So I think it's important to remember that the ETH2 roadmap has something that has changed quite a bit over the last few years. So I think the vision around 3 to 4 years ago actually was to just make a new chain that would change a lot of things, that would fix all of the mistakes in the existing Ethereum system, and then add proof of stake, add sharding, and finally come up with some kind of way for existing applications to move over. And I think the roadmap has evolved to become more pragmatic over time in a lot of ways. So especially as the merge has come closer, there have been a lot of these subtle changes toward emphasizing just making it a very smooth transition for developers. So just like as one example, right? Like in the roadmap as it was in 2018, like it would have probably required individual application developers or just individual users to take their assets and move it over from the ETH1 chain to the ETH2 chain. But now, like, there isn't even moving from chain to chain happening, right? Like the two chains are even merging together. And the thing that we call the ETH1 chain today